Welcome, race fans. Tonight, Top Fuel Racing starts their season opener here at Homestead, right where they left off last season, if you remember, with the DW12s, and they're going to be turning 200 laps here tonight, 300 miles, only one reset, and running a 90% fuel load. Cars are a little snug out here in the turns. Guys are saying that get the fuel down there, they are very susceptible to turning around. So we'll be watching for that. A lot of guys out here. They've got a pretty good sized field. I think we're creeping up on about 30 guys. They have about 29 drivers out there. So this will be an exciting race, no doubt. Want to join? Look up Top Fuel Racing on the iRacing League directory and apply for the league. We're always looking for new members. The league has grown a lot. Last season had about 15 to 18 drivers, and this season here, as you can see, we're upwards of almost 30. So great time, great racing, and get ready for some exciting DW12 action here at Homestead. Thanks for watching here tonight. We appreciate it, and make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be going here to qualifying in about 8.5 minutes. So relax, get you something to drink and something to snack on, and get ready for the duration. All right, folks, we're coming down to 3 minutes away. 3-minute warning about to sound off for these guys, and they're ready to kick it off here in style. Season opener here tonight for Top Fuel Racing at the season opener here. Indy Series, the DW12s out here for 200 laps. Alright, a little less than 1 minute away from exciting DW12 action here at Top Fuel Racing. Alright, folks, that looks like that's going to wrap up practice. And we'll step away here for just a quick minute, play our national anthem, and be right back.
The bombs bursting
All right, we are back. Times are coming in. Looks like William Kirk on the top spot right at the moment, but that could change. We got 3 laps to go around here, and it is changing. Tyler Stanley coming in second, bumping Chris Voiles down. Michael D'Amico, new to Top Fuel here, laying down a 4th place starting position. And Len McNeese coming in 3rd. We only got 9 qualifiers out there right now. I think some guys want to start in the back. I think they do have 10 minutes here to qualify, so. Hey, Mrs. Brinson, tuning in to chat. Welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, pick your favorite driver. You guys like to have fans, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be I think it's going to be a lot faster race than we're anticipating because of the speeds that they're going to be carrying on the track here is going to be horrendous. Actually, probably one of the fastest cars in all of iRacing here, the DW12, getting lots of grip in the turns. Watch for the track to get rubbered up, and we'll see marbles on the track, actually see them, and into the turns, and the race groove may move up the lane, especially in turn 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is actually pretty good, and you can do really good in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, excuse me. But 3 and 4, you kind of got to come up the hill a little bit and come out of the turn up close to the wall. So that's where we may see some spins up there, but turn 2 is going to be a little treacherous also. We'll watch for accidents, keep you posted on everything. Yes, good to see you there, Mrs. Brinson. Good to see everybody in chat. Hopefully you enjoy the show here tonight. We'll try to keep you right on top of everything. And Matt Kingsbury taking the pole away from Scott Brinson. Oh, Anthony Kernich. Wow, look at these guys. Man, this is going to be a fabulous show here, guys. I'm telling you, this is going to be pretty awesome. Look at the second round here. Mark McFadden back in 11th. Paul Cohen 12th. Wally Turheimer 13th. Andrew Schulte 14th. Donald Sadusky 15th. Finally, the last one to qualify there in 16th place. A lot of non-qualifiers. Got a pretty good sized field here. Holy smokes. Be 29 drivers taken to the grid here, folks.
Hey, Rudy. Good evening, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Just wanted to pop here real quick and personally thank all these guys here on the broadcast for coming out tonight. We got a great sized field here tonight, buddy.
I know it. I see that 29 drivers taken to the grid. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad all these guys found to come out and be a part of this season opener here tonight. So I just wanted to personally thank them all for checking out Top Fuel Racing.
Well, I guess it goes back to the old adage, Scott. Build it and they will come.
That's what I tried to do, man. Just slowly, steadily build a good reputation over this last, 3 months that we've been racing, and I think we've done a pretty good job at that.
How many races are in this season, Scott?
There'll be 20 altogether. We're going to do 12 ovals and 8 road courses.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
And every race will be a different track. We didn't double up on any tracks.
Man, awesome. Now, next week, where are you going to be at next week?
Next week will actually be our first enter race. We're gonna have 5 of those this season. It will be at Auto Club. It'll be $15 to enter. But just like the last one, the winner will get $50, and we'll pay down through probably the top 7 or 8, depending on entries. If we get a field like this, we'll pay through, like the top 15 or so.
Good, very good. Well, hopefully that'll be a good sized field as well. Wouldn't it be something if we had 29 drivers next week?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would make it for some great payouts there. You'd see a lot of racing for a whole lot of different reasons.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Shane Gross in chat.
Hey, Shane, for tuning in, buddy.
I kind of wondering why he isn't in here racing.
Oh, he's always welcome. We're always recruiting and looking for people. We just ask that you're familiar with the DW12 and that you can drive it. That's all we ask.
Great. All right. Well, good luck tonight, Scott.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And as always, I want to thank you and MaxTV for being the official coverage of Top Fuel Racing, pal. Couldn't be on TV without you.
All right, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Have a good race, Rudy.
Shouldn't be too much longer here, and they should be getting ready to go. So Anthony Lurcock will be our pole sitter, looks like. There's a 20 qualifier, 21 qualifiers out of 29. A few of them not, excluding me there. James Lehman, Timothy Kelleher, John Estes, Robert O'Neill, Johnny Smith, Harry Cleaver, Michael Palmer, and Travis Browder not taking time. Yeah, you just look up Top Fuel Racing in the league directory there on iRacing and apply for the league. You heard what Scott said. Just be familiar with the DW12s and be able to drive a good race, and you're in. Are a little different driving than driving like the Gen 6 and the trucks and stuff. This is open wheel here. You get damage on that steering or any part of that car, and it just does not drive well. Now, they will have one reset here tonight, and they're running 90% fuel. So we're being told that we're probably looking at about 4 pit stops in the race. So I'm assuming get about, 40 laps? About 40 laps on a tank of fuel, somewhere along in there. That sound about right? 4 pit stops, yeah. Well, get your friends and family, everybody sit around and watch us race here tonight. This is going to be a fast, exciting one. Looks like qualifying is over, so we'll get down here to the race grid. And we'll get everybody accounted for. Starting on the pole, Anthony Lurcock with a 25.490. Congratulations to him for grabbing the pole. Anthony Kernich, front rows, 2 Anthonys, starting second. Tony Schoen starting third. Jonathan Francis fourth. Matt Kingsbury starting fifth. Scott Brinson sixth. William Kirk seventh. Eric Steinmetz eighth. Ray Kingsbury starting ninth. Tyler Stanley 10th. Tony Hellemanen in 11th. Len McNeese 12th. Chris Voyle starting 13th. Michael D'Amico 14th. Mark McFadden 15th, Paul Cohen 16th, Wally Turheimer 17th, Andrew Schulte 18th, Donald King starting 19th, and Donald Sadusky starting 20th. Dean Viney, the last one to qualify, starting 21st. Robert O'Neill 22nd, Travis Browder 23rd, James Lehman 24th. Johnny Smith starting 26th, Timothy Kelleher 27th. Harry Cleaver 28th, John Estes 29th, and Michael Palmer rounding out the field in 30th place. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see some DW12 action here tonight. This is going to be very fast-paced, exciting, so get ready, folks. This is going to be wild. All right, here we go, lining them up. Oh, already a couple of cars getting together there. Anthony Lurcock will start this here on the pole position. We'll see who's going to come out on top here to lead the very first lap of the season opener here at Top Fuel. All right, folks, here we go. Pace car is in, and Anthony right on the loud pedal. Taking that green flag. 200 laps looking at these guys. Holy smokes. Everything caught up here. Jonathan Francis already up to the third position. Tony Schoen fourth, getting passed up on the outside by Scott Brinson. Like I said, you got to watch that outside because you get a lot of grip up there, and these guys on brand new tires, they're not afraid of it. Matt Kingsbury looking to the inside of Scott Brinson, but no dice that time. Has to fall in behind him. These things do draft very, very well. Jonathan Francis goes into second. Now looking to catch up to Anthony Lurcock, our leader, as he mounts a draft here, and that's where you'll see the draft really kick in. He goes up on that high side. Anthony down to the low side, drifts back up, and will maintain the lead as he led the second lap of the race. And looking for the lead, Jonathan Francis, going around Anthony Lurcock, takes the lead on lap 3. And he will lead a lap. Now back underneath Anthony Lurcock. Those two could be teammates, and they could be swapping it up, or they're doing the old swap draft here. I think that could be what they're doing, because if they can do that there, they will pull away from the field as long as they keep working at it together. Back in the field, Tyler Stanley, 10th place. Tony Helleman taking a look to the bottom. And he may pass up Tyler Stanley. And these guys put quite a bit of distance on Len McNeese. Len back here, 3.4 seconds already. Chris Voiles in 13th. Wally Turheimer. Wally, definitely one to keep an eye on here for tonight. I'm telling you, he knows how to get it done. Michael D'Amico, 15th. In the All-Pro Racing car. Donald King right behind him, his teammate, also in an All-Pro car. Donald Sadusky way up the hill. And here comes Andrew Schulte. Schulte to the inside of Donald Sadusky for position, working his way to the front. Paul Cohen, next one to try to get back here. He is in 19th. Robert O'Neill, 20th. Johnny Smith, 21st. Mark McFadden, 22nd. Travis Browder, 23rd. Dean Viney going back to 24th. Timothy Kelleher, 25th. Gary Cleaver, 26th. John Estes, 27th. And Michael Palmer, 28th, rounding out the field. I guess James Lehman did not start the race. Interesting. All right, back up front. Jonathan Francis in command of this race. Out of turn 4, looking down the front straightaway, and Jonathan leads yet another lap. That makes 4 laps for him, 5 for Anthony Lurcock, right there in second. Those two have been the only 2 leaders thus far, and we are on lap 10 out of 200, folks. Long race, probably about 30 laps away from the first pit stop. Matt Kingsbury rounding out the top 5 right behind Scott Brinson using that draft. Scott goes up a little high. Matt goes to the bottom. It drifts up the hill using every bit of that turn. And you can see the suck up that these cars have, and he goes to the inside. Inside of Scott Brinson, but not going to be able to make it happen. Tony Schoen back here 6th place. Somebody got into the wall or something there, I think. Did not see who that was, but somebody did, I think. Ray Kingsbury, 7th. Been caution-free so far, folks. Eric Steinmetz, 8th place. Having a good run. William Kirk back in 9th. Driving the Marlboro car tonight. Tony Helleman goes back to 10th place. These cars start getting spread out around the field a little bit. Except for the leaders. 2 leaders have pulled away by a half a second over 3rd place. But Kernich is trying to reel them in, and he is using the track to do so. You got to do what you got to do to make it work, and he is making it work right here, folks. Staying right with them leaders. He's only a couple of tenths off of Anthony Lurcock, excuse me. Matt Kingsbury does get around Scott Brinson. He goes into 4th. Scott back to 5th. Ray Kingsbury working up through the field. Let's see where he started. One to keep an eye on. Started 9th today, running in 7th. Scott Brinson is still hanging on in 5th. Go back here into field of ways. Donald Sadusky. Boy, this is quite the pack of cars back here. Andrew Schulte, Robert O'Neill, and Travis Browder working his way up through the field. Now into 19th. Doing quite well. Now he's on the outside of Andrew Schulte. No, I'm sorry, that was a lap car. My bad. Anyhow, he does go around Robert O'Neill and goes into 18th. Now he's looking to reel in Andrew Schulte. He may have it. Schulte was a little bit loose coming off of turn 4 right there. And Travis Browder drives around the outside of him and takes up the 17th position. But Travis Browder on the move, folks. Driving the Monster Energy drink car tonight. Chris Voiles hanging on here. Got Wally Turheimer in his rear view mirror, folks. Wally's not one you want to have in your rear view mirror, I can assure you that. Back up front, our leader, Jonathan Francis. And Anthony Lurcock. Matt Kingsbury goes into the third position. So Matt's coming. Closing down on them leaders. Down to 1.2 seconds behind the leader right now. And closing. You got around Anthony Kernich. Anthony back to fourth. And Tony Schoen goes into fifth. He got around Scott Brinson. Ray Kingsbury still in seventh. Trying to reel in Scott Brinson and get into that. He wants to get into that top five, I can assure you. I don't think Ray's comfortable sitting back here in seventh place. He likes to be up in the lead. Eric Steinmetz 8th, William Kirk 9th, and Tony Helleman rounds out the top 10. Andrew Schulte back here, 19th place. I don't count that guy out right there. Andrew will be up there when it comes all down to the end of this. Michael D'Amico in 20th. Johnny Smith working the field over. He is up to 21st. Not sure where he started. He started 26th, so he has picked up 5 positions out there. Go Johnny. Paul Cohen, we were talking about his paint job there. Said it's like a zebra paint job. Kind of cool looking. Kind of a cool looking paint job. But it's Red Bull. Like a zebra paint job. Interesting. We see all kinds of paint jobs in here, don't we, folks? Gary Cleaver, 23rd. Jonathan Francis is breaking away from second place. Anthony Lurcock, which was our pole sitter, he is now 0.6 of a second off of the leader. Almost losing the draft here. And if he's not careful, Matt Kingsbury is closing in on him. Tony Schoen quite a ways back in 4th place. Did break away big time here from Anthony Kernich. Anthony was the other one on the front row. Started second. Ray Kingsbury using the draft now. He is picking up some serious time on Anthony Kernich. We're probably about 10 laps away from the first pit stops here at Homestead tonight, folks. Oh, we had one into the wall there. Somebody got Brinson into the wall. He's blinking a little bit. Boy, and I've seen him get into the wall, but I don't think he got any damage on that. Interesting there. Eric Steinmetz, 8th place. William Kirk, 9th. Tony Helleman drives around William Kirk. Kirk goes back to 10th. Still seeing, I think that's Scott Brinson that's doing that smoking there. I think ghosting or something. He's having some connection issues or something. Ray Kingsbury to the bottom, not able to get around Anthony Kernich. That would put him in the top 5. He dives it to the bottom this time. If he can hold it, he may have it. Almost comes up in front of Anthony. Finally clears him. 3.6 seconds all the way up to the leader. And believe you me, that's a long ways for these guys. And already coming up on lap traffic, Jonathan Francis, our leader, catching up to lap traffic here, folks, with a 3/4 of a second lead over second place and no caution. I see a couple of guys that spun. Donald Sadusky, as he tries to get it straightened around. Well, let's see if we can catch what happened here. Let me go back. Not sure exactly what happened to him. Boy, he's like all over the place there for some reason. And he gets together right there with the, who was that? Travis Browder. Got together with Travis Browder. Holy smokes. And it looks like Travis may be on pit road trying to get his stuff fixed up. And our leader still continuing out here, Jonathan Francis, with 0.6 of a second lead. We've been caution free for 36 laps, folks. Got a couple guys that have pitted already. John Estes, Michael Palmer, and Timothy Kelleher. They have pitted. Scott Brinson on pit road. Like a 4-tire change and fuel. Pitting just a little early, but all good. So pit stops are starting to take place here, folks. Some guys on pit road. Ray Kingsbury on pit road. William Kirk also on pit road. They're away. Donald Sadusky now getting out of pit road as our leader. Now under attack here, Matt Kingsbury will be showed as our leader as he goes around Anthony Lurcock. Those two battling it up here, though. Anthony's not giving up without a fight. Looks like Matt will take over, and he did lead that lap. So he leads his first lap of the race. A lot of guys coming to pit road. I think if it was me, I would think about it coming to pit road here soon. Oh, Anthony! Matt Kingsbury! Excuse me, into the wall, still no caution. Just looked like a loose spin there. We'll watch that one more time. Anthony Lurcock was right behind him, may have taken the air off of him, because that happens. When I'll tell you what, Anthony just barely slipped by. As Matt Kingsbury, look at that, he just missed him. I don't know if we can get a better view. But caution is out now. I wonder what happened here. Let me go see if I can find out. Oh, right there's what happened. So Matt Kingsbury will bring out the caution. First caution of the race. He gets ready to come to pit road here. We'll see if we can't get a word in with somebody here in just a minute. And some guys have already pitted. Front 13 have not pitted. But from there on back, most of them guys have pitted. This really kind of shakes things up just a little. I can get a word in with Matt Kingsbury. Matt Kingsbury, you got a copy?
Yeah, Rudy.
What happened there, brother?
Well, Paul Cohen apparently doesn't know how to drive and came back up the track at 130 miles per hour, and I had to switch lanes middle of the corner and wreck myself.
Oh man, oh man. Well, do you think Anthony Lurcock, pulling any air off of the back of that spoiler might have had something to do with it too?
No.
No?
I was loose because I was driving the car smart, and I kept it from getting tight, and then I was trying to get by Anthony to pit there, and then we were too wide, and obviously I couldn't do much with that.
Oh man. Well, are you going to be able to get back out there?
Yeah, I got to reset, but we got a minute 40 tow left. We're pretty much done.
Oh man. Well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, as they always say. So don't give up yet, Matt. A lot can happen out there in the race. You just never know. You could be back up there in the top 5, and before the race is over.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. If I could stay within 2 laps down here, I'll probably be able to get maybe 3 laps down. Maybe I'll be able to get a few cautions here, but it's looking highly unlikely.
All right, brother. Well, we wish you the best of luck out there. I mean, I hate to see that happen, but good racing so far. 42 laps before we had the first caution. Pretty good.
Yeah, the racing itself was good. I just don't know why he came from the pit entry lane all the way up to the track there. That made no sense to me, but
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, good luck, Matt. We wish you the best out there. Try to get fixed up and get back in the race.
Yeah.
All right, Matt Kingsbury, a little upset about what happened out there, but that's racing for you. A lot of cars stay out trying to get that lap back. They've already been on pit road, so they're good to go, but they're going to have just a little bit older tires than these leaders did, because they all came to pit road, and they've got probably about anywhere from 2 to 5 lap newer tires, which really ain't that much, but at least they'll all be back on the lead lap, except for just a couple. We're just waiting on the one to go, folks. Well, thanks for tuning in here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. We appreciate it. These guys appreciate it. I know Scott Brinson, he was pretty excited about having a pretty good-sized field here tonight. 29 drivers started the race. We've still got 28 in it. Well, that's pretty good. A couple guys sitting on pit road. Travis Browder, Matt Kingsbury. Matt's still in tow. He said he had a couple minutes of tow, so he'll get back out there. I don't want to see these guys give up, that easily. So Donald Sadusky running about 5 laps down. All good, doubled up here and ready to go back racing. On the New Year's Swampland 300, as Scott named it. Years Swampland 300. Homestead, Florida. There you go. That's why. From Florida. Green, green, green. Sorry, I was doing something else. I apologize. Tony Schoen coming up through the field. Wally Turheimer in third. And look at this. We're about to go 3 wide for the lead. Holy smokes, Amy Wally is putting it on. And we have a caution, folks. Oh, that's a big one. Donald Sadusky into that. Well, let's go back and see what happened to Donald. That may end his night right there. Guys are shifting around up here pretty good. Come up on this bunch here that had kind of checked up. And he goes right up the middle, 3 wide. Right here's about where he got into it. Right there, yes. Got into it with the 0-2 of Tyler Stanley. Just cutting the corner off of Tyler. Tyler's going to get damaged. We got a lot of them that are going to get hurt on that one. The infield care center will be busy tonight, folks. All right, back up front. Well, there you have it, though. Cautions breed cautions, as we always say. And you get one caution like that, it tightens the field back up, and that's the kind of things that happen. So, get a word in. Let's see if we can get a word in with, well, we got a few guys on pit road. I guess I don't want to talk to them. See if I can get a word in with Michael D'Amico, if I can find him. Let me see if I can find him first. Where the heck did he go? He is clear at the bottom. Michael D'Amico, you got a copy?
Yeah, Rudy, I got you.
Well, you're a lap down there, brother. Are you going to be able to get back on the lead lap? I know it kind of caught people off guard there with that caution, but are you going to be able to get back on the lead lap?
Yeah, I hope so. You know, just kind of taking it easy right now, kind of getting used to the car again. It's been a while. But, yeah, I plan on getting back up there.
Well, racing's been pretty good. That was a long green flag run there at the beginning. And everybody seemed to be on top of it pretty good. But how's the car feeling for you out there?
It feels pretty good throughout the track. Coming out of 4, you know, we're having to lift pretty hard. And then it kind of stiffens up a little. And then you lose your tires completely right before you run out of gas. So it's pretty tough to hang on to. There's a lot of guys out here swerving all around too. So you got to keep your eyes open.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, good luck out there, Michael.
All right. Thanks, Rudy.
All right. He's ready to get this thing back underway. Let's get up here to the leader, brand new leader, Wally Turheimer. I told you, keep an eye out for Wally. Well, he's a pretty tough competitor, and I'll tell you, he has come a long ways in his driving skills. And you never want to count out Wally now. Up there in the lead, Anthony Lurcock, back in second place, was our pole sitter. He's got himself back into the hunt now. Tony Schoen will be third, and Tony Hellemanen fourth. All right, lights are out, doubled up, and they're ready to go back. Ready to go back green here, folks. So we're ready to start them off again. Be starting on lap 51, so we are just a quarter of the way through the race. Lots of racing to come here on MaxSpeedTV. All right, pace car's in. And Turheimer on the loud pedal. Green, green, green. Now if these guys can get it all sorted out, Mark McFadden in 8th place. Has kind of changed the field around a little bit with some of these other guys. Ray Kingsbury 9th. Dean Viney into the top 10. And we've got somebody smoking back there. Did not see who that was. I think it was John Estes, maybe. He's coming to pit road. Anthony Lurcock back in the lead. Jonathan Francis now trying to take that lead away from him. And he does. These guys are racing hard up here right now, folks. Anthony Lurcock back around. Jonathan Francis back into the lead. And again, they're swapping it up here, what I call the swap draft. It kind of tries to get them pulled away from the rest of the field. Whatever they're doing, it's working. They've got a pretty good amount of lead over 4th place. Tony Helleman, and he is hanging right with them guys. Tony Schoen back here 4th place. Ray Kingsbury up to 5th. And Wally Turheimer goes back to 6th real fast after that restart. Pacing himself. Yeah, I can type and commentate and run the run the cameras. I can do quite a bit of it, you know. Multitasking. Don King back here in 8th place. And he's getting a challenge here from Scott Brinson. Scott takes it to the bottom. Got a couple of guys that got into something there. I don't know exactly what happened, but that was a caution. Let's go back and see. I'm thinking it might have been Johnny Smith, because I seen him stopped. Oh, right there. That was Michael D'Amico catching the white line. Upsetting that car enough that, boy, he really was struggling to try to get that thing under control, sawing on the wheel pretty hard. It's really loose in the turn. Not sure if that's what brought the caution out or not, but that looked pretty intense from where I'm sitting. Ah, there's where the accident. Ah. Hey, let's see what happened here. That was Timothy Kelleher. Gets into the outside wall, comes down immediately right into Johnny Smith. Oh, man. Both of them go to the inside wall. And that's technically what brought the caution up. Holy smokes. Big reprieve for a lot of these guys that tried to steer clear of that. Boy, I'll tell you what. It looks like Kerry Cleaver got a piece of Johnny Smith. We're back up here live as Tony Helleman. No, I'm in the booth alone. Tony Schoen will be second, Len McNeese third, Dean Viney fourth, Harry Cleaver fifth, but some of these guys are coming to pit road. Some of them are staying out, some of them coming to pit road. Well, let me see if I can find. I just want to make sure you're not down pit road. Let me see if I can find Eric Steinmetz. There he is. Eric Steinmetz, you got a copy?
Sure do, Rudy.
Well, you got yourself at least into the 12th place. Are you able to get to the front and get some laps led?
Right now, I don't really want to. We're not even halfway yet. I'm sitting back here. I still think it's a bit too crazy right now to go up towards the front.
I agree. It's been some pretty tough racing up there in front. A little bit of that swap draft going on, and but everybody around you doing okay. I mean, you think the race has been run pretty clean so far? What you've seen for the season opener here?
Yeah, I feel like the races so far have been pretty clean. There's been a few people who were a little too aggressive with moving up because it does get a lot harder to pass after 20 laps or so. But other than that, it's really just it's been a good, clean race.
That's good. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Eric, and we'll be looking for you to try to get that car to the front. Whatever you got to do, just keep doing it. It's working for you so far because the car's being fast and it is clean.
All right, thank you, Rudy. I'll try my best.
All right, buddy. All right, back up to the front. Looks like Tony Helleman will be our leader, and he does get to lead some laps. So far, Jonathan Francis has led the most laps tonight with 37, and he is back in 6th place. All right, field tightening up here as we're ready to go back green flag racing. Pace car's in. And on the loud pedal, Tony Helleman, and boy, what a start. Len McNeese now to the inside of Tony Showen. I'll get that out right. Showen to the outside. Len McNeese on the inside. Len has to lift a little bit. Boy, that was intense right there. Almost got into the back of Tony Showen. Anthony Lurcock now looking to the inside of Len McNeese. And Tony Showen to the inside. Oh, we got a big pile up back here, folks. Big pile up. Let's go see what happened. Ray Kingsbury involved in that. Where this started, cars are like dodging everywhere here. Goes clear down to the inside. Not really enough room down there. Right there, looks like maybe Dean Viney gets into him. Is that Dean? Yes, sir, Dean Viney. Dean was way down on the low line. Ray Kingsbury comes up through there. There's really not enough room, and it looks like Dean kind of come down into him. Just a little bobble of the wheel sometimes is all it takes. Ray into the outside wall, pretty hard. A couple more guys going to get collected into it. Looks like Michael D'Amico. Yep, we got a couple other guys that got involved in that too. A little bit of ghosting on that, so. But get her to pit road and get her fixed up. Ray heading there now. Car looks like it's kind of driving a little cattywampus there. But our leader, Tony Helleman. Pit road, pretty busy. A lot of guys coming on pit road. Ray Kingsbury gets a brand new car with one reset. He's away. Well, these guys will get it sorted out. Get things back underway here. Caution number 4 here at Homestead. Well, other than the cautions, what's everybody think of the race here tonight? We've had a couple of retirees, James Lehman, Donald Sadusky, and John Estes out of the race. Travis Browder back out on the track is scored 26 laps down. Yeah, I don't think it's quite going according to plan, but they'll get it sorted out here. You know, a lot of cars in the field. We've got some new guys that have never raced around some of these guys that have been here for a while, and maybe not as much as experience as some of the other guys in the DW12. It is a whole different animal. A whole different animal out here to be driving. These things have a lot of horsepower. They're very fast. They're very quirky on the steering, very jerky. So there's a lot to consider. A lot going around these cars. A lot for the drivers to pay attention to. And but they'll get it sorted out. They will, and it'll turn out to be a great race here at the end. So, all right, lights are out on the pace car, doubling up. We're going back green this time, folks. I have to see if I can get John Estes up here. He is out of the race. Maybe I can get him in the booth with me here. John Estes, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, what happened, brother? You're not in the race now.
Yeah, I know. I ended up getting the wave around. When I pulled into my pits, my nose got into the wall, and I had to back up. And when I come out of the pits, it said I passed under yellow. Then we did a restart. I went to the back, and we restarted. And as soon as we restarted, there was some kind of caution, and I got a black flag for speeding in the pits because I had to stop and go. And I figured by that time, there wasn't much sense in staying here.
Oh, man. Well, I can understand that. Truthfully,
Yeah.
I can. Well,
Anyway, that's what happened.
Sorry about your luck there, brother. Well, get ready for next week then.
Hey, stuff happened, man. We're cool.
That's good. Good attitude, John. We'll be watching for you next week.
All right.
All right, folks. Len McNeese is Jonathan Francis to the lead, and Len McNeese second. Ellerman going back to third. Was Jonathan Francis is like on a rail tonight. But Len McNeese not giving up. He's right there, wants that position. Len has not led a lap yet today. Oh boy, that could have been it right there as Jonathan Francis got a little loose coming off of turn 4. And here goes Len McNeese into the lead. They're still side by side. Len is going to lead this lap, it looks like. Oh, maybe not. That was a close one, but yes, he did. He did lead that lap. Jonathan Francis, boy, he drag raced him right down the front stretch. Well, if you give me 1 second, I can probably give you the IP. There's the IP. And these guys still battling it out. Anthony Lurcock back in fourth. Anthony Kernich, fifth place. He got around Tony Schoen. Boy, I'm having trouble with his name for some reason. Tony Schoen goes back to sixth. And look at the gaggle of cars behind this. Kerry Cleaver and Mark McFadden almost getting together. And here comes Don King. Don King way up the hill. Scott Brinson underneath. Scott going to get passed up here by Ray Kingsbury. Ray had to use his reset as he got into the wall there, racing really hard and got into Dean Viney. And he goes into the top 10. He gets around Scott Brinson. Scott's not giving up though. He's out there on the outside, hoping he could get a good enough run on that outside, but Ray holds it. And now he's looking to get by Kerry Cleaver next. That's the next guy on his list. His bucket list. Out front, Jonathan Francis with 3/4 of a second lead over Tony Elliman. As he got around Len McNeese. This is some great racing right around these guys. And Anthony Kernich goes around the outside of Len McNeese. Len gets down there on the bottom and catches that apron. And Tony Schoen goes around the outside. Goes into the top 5. Len back to 6th place. And he is really struggling coming off of turn 4. That car seems to want to kick around on him. Mark McFadden in 7th. And he pulls away from Ray Kingsbury. Ray in 8th place, as he did manage to get around Kerry Cleaver. And Kerry trying to stay ahead of Scott Brinson. Brinson to the bottom. Kerry beats him at the line that time, but Scott's not done yet. He's not giving up. He keeps right after it, and eventually he'll get that clear of Kerry and go into the 9th place. He's in it right now, but can he hold Kerry off? It looks like he does. And we got some wrecking back there or something. I seen some smoke. I guess there wasn't no wrecking, just some smoke. I think that's Tyler Stanley, because I know he was having some connection issues. Somebody is right there. I think that was Eric Steinmetz. Eric's got front clip gone on that car. But he's doing quite well for having no front. Oh, now it's back. Okay. Eric must be having some connection issues here. William Kirk, 14th. Looks like Eric Steinmetz. What's going on with Eric's car here? He goes back into 17th. Michael Palmer, 18th. Michael D'Amico trying to get back on the lead lap, running in 19th. Johnny Smith, 20th. And Matt Kingsbury back in 21st. Had to tow on that one wreck. Back up front, Jonathan Francis still in the lead, has about a second lead over Anthony Lurcock. Well, not a big surprise there, as much as Eric was blinking. Hopefully he's got that under control now. He seems to be doing a little bit better now. He goes around Paul Cohen, and that was 4th position. Paul goes back to 17th. The field is getting shortened down here, folks. We've got Timothy Keller, Dean Viney, Chris Voiles, and Robert O'Neill out of the race. The leader with 0.8 of a second over second place, Anthony Lurcock. Looking for some battles here. Len McNeese trying to hold off Ray Kingsbury. Ray has to duck in behind him. Well, you can see the draft right there. Ray goes to the inside. Into the turn. He got a great run on Len McNeese that time. Ooh, wow, did he get loose coming off of turn 2. Those two swap it up back and forth. Scott Brinson, let's ride along with Scott. Watch all this action right up ahead of him. Ray Kingsbury and Len McNeese going at it. And that's for 6th and 7th. And Ray does complete the pass on Len McNeese and goes into 6th. Len not happy with that, comes back fighting on the bottom. Boy, he's not able to hold that very good, and Ray will take that spot back. And Scott Brinson now goes to the outside of Len McNeese. And it looks like he's going to complete that pass. Yeah, about a 30-second delay. I don't know, that's something between me and YouTube that takes like 30 seconds for it to get there. Mark McFadden now in 9th. Don King rounding out the top 10. Gary Cleaver running up in the 11th place, now under fire by Tyler Stanley. Tyler takes it to the bottom and looks like he's going to complete that pass on Gary Cleaver and goes into 11th place. Wally Turheimer gets passed up by William Kirk. William on a rail as he come out of turn 4 and slid up across the nose of Wally, and Wally coming back on the inside going into turn 1. Really trying, not able to do it though. Eric Steinmetz back up to the 15th position. Having connection issues and fell back to 17th. I guess it's all straightened out now, and he's back into 15th, so good job. Andrew Schulte, 16th position. Paul Cullen, 17th, and Michael Palmer, 18th. Last one on the lead lap. Johnny Smith, 19th, 1 lap down. Matt Kingsbury, 20th. Michael D'Amico, 21st. And Travis Browder is in 23rd right now. He can pick up one more position here in the next couple of laps. He'll go into 22nd, passing up, uh-oh, we got a caution. William Kirk. Let's see what happened to William. No caution, though. Around Kerry Cleaver. Looks like he held it right on the bottom and it just kicked out on him. Oh, and into the barrels at the end of pit road. It looks like William will be using that reset after all, if he hasn't used it already. Maybe out of the race. Interesting. All right, our leader with a 1 second lead over Anthony Lurcock. Field's getting shorter, folks. We're down to 21 drivers left in the field. Started with 29, and now we're down to 21. Lurcock wishing he could get back up there with Jonathan. Those two were doing what I call a swap draft, and they'd pulled away from the field, but they've still got one heck of a jump on the rest of the field. Kernich now 5 seconds behind the leader. There is a few lap cars in between them. Ray Kingsbury 4th. A battle back here for 7th and 8th between Tyler Stanley and Don King. Don King is really doing well here today. Steinmetz back up to 9th. Look at this. After having connection issues. Might be looking at some more pit stops here right directly, folks. Jonathan Francis continuing to lead. Been out front for 69 laps, folks. I don't know if anybody... Oh, here he comes to pit road. Giving that up, Anthony Lurcock will go back into the lead. Jonathan Francis comes in for his pit stop. Lurcock out front now. Got a 4.1 second lead over Ray Kingsbury in second place. Anthony Kernich 3rd. Scott Brinson 4th. Mark McFadden. That will be your top 5. Ray Kingsbury going through a lot of stuff to get there, but had one wreck, used his reset, now running in second place. He's got Anthony Kernich on his tail, though. Scott Brinson not far behind in 4th. Mark McFadden 5th. Tyler Stanley up to 6th. And these guys all have to come to pit road here pretty quick. And we have a caution. Oh, Paul Cohen going around. What happened to Paul here? Looks like it just gets loose on his own. Don't look like anybody else got into him, but it was pretty close here. Once it did spin around, there was some cars coming around. Somebody zipped by on the outside. Tries to keep it straight, but car's too damaged to keep it straight. Right there, Len McNeese just barely slips by. So Paul Cohen bringing out the caution. Looks like that's going to end his day. And the leaders all coming to pit road, folks. Well, we are a little past halfway. It stops being made here. They'll still have to stop possibly 2 more times yet. I don't think they could make it on 1 more pit stop. It would be... No. No, they will have to stop 2 more times right now. So Anthony Lurcock back out front. Let's take a look here. Here's our pole sitter. He's led 19 laps so far today. Running in first. Ray Kingsbury started 9th, running in second. Anthony Kernich started 2nd, running in 3rd. Scott Brinson started 6th, running in 4th. Tyler Stanley started 10th, running in 5th. Mark McFadden started 15th, started running in 6th. Eric Steinmetz started 8th, running in 7th. Andrew Schulte started 18th, running in 8th. Don King started 19th, running in 9th. And Wally Turheimer started 17th, led 5 laps earlier, and running in 10th. That's your top 10. Alright, everybody's doubling up and we're going back green this time, folks. We're restarting on lap 110, so 90 laps to go. Take a look at the race summary. We've had 14 lead changes. Caution number 5 for 19 laps, and we're ready to go back green. Ace car's in. And green, green, green. Ray Kingsbury in second there. He knows he's already used his reset. So he's got to be careful. Wants to get up here and lead the lap. And he does have a run right here on the backstretch going into turn 3 as Lurcock goes way up the hill, and Ray Kingsbury will take over the lead for the first time today. Good job, Ray. Scott Brinson into third. Anthony Kernich back to fourth place. Eric Steinmetz. What a job he's been doing. He was way back in the field there because he was having connection issues, internet issues, and we thought maybe his day was over. But boy, look at this here. What a comeback. Bringing up into the top 5 again. And that's going to change as he goes around Anthony Kernich and goes into fourth, and we have another caution, folks. Looks like Mark McFadden going around. Let's go back here and see what happened to Mark. Oh, he's going to get attacked right there. That would be the number 6 of Jonathan Francis. He's the guy that's led to most laps today. He's going to wind up getting damage on that, but Mark McFadden going around. Oh, and he gets hit by Travis Browder and a few other guys. Oh, no. So lots of guys going to get wrecked on that one. That brings out the caution here, folks. All right, back up front. Taking a look now, this would be caution number 6. I'm going to see if I can get a word in with somebody here in just a minute. Kind of thinking about maybe some of these guys are on pit road. I don't want to bother them while they're on pit road. We'll wait here for a minute and see if well, I'm glad to have some new viewers here, and please hit that subscribe button. We do like to have our subscribers. That is really important to us. We had a big event when we reached 1,000 subscribers, and I'm thinking about doing the same thing when we get to 1,500. If you look at our subscribers there, we've got over 1,200 subscribers, so we're not that far away from getting 1,500, and we'll have another big event here at MaxSpeedTV. The 1,000 subscriber one, you can find that on YouTube here on my YouTube channel. Was a huge success. I gave away cash prizes to not just the top 3 in the race, but I gave away cash prizes to people in chat. I asked them trivia questions that were, of course, race related, and gave away $5 and $10 prizes to people in chat. And everybody was paid off too. Everybody was happy. Everybody had a great time, and we want to do that again when we reach 1,500 subscribers, folks. So please subscribe. Get us up to that 1,500 mark. Get your friends and family, everybody over here to watch, and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's see if we can. I'm going to get talk to. How about we talk to Kerry Cleaver back here? Let me see if I can find him. We can't get a word in with Kerry. Got to find him. There he is. Kerry Cleaver, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Mr. Rudy. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Well, you're about ready to go back green, but real quick, how is your car running tonight, and have you been able to keep it clean?
Oh, yeah, clean for the most part. I ghosted through a couple of people, but other than that, I've been pretty lucky. But it's been driving good. I like the way this car handles, and it's running pretty good.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go back to work. I guess it was a little bit late getting you down here, but good luck for the rest of the race, Kerry. We'll be keeping an eye on you and see if you can make it to the end.
Thank you, Rudy.
All right, we're ready to go back green. Ray Kingsbury and Anthony Lurcock in the lead, ready to get the green. Green, green, green. Well, Don King, the All-Pro team, is running in 8th. And Michael D'Amico is running back in 19th, several laps down. If that answers your question. Scott Brinson gets around Ray Kingsbury and goes into 2nd. One heck of a run for Scott Brinson here on lap 118. And he is in the draft behind Anthony Lurcock, wanting to get up there in the lead. Anthony trying to weave around on that stretch and keep Brinson from using that draft to reel him in. And we have another caution, folks, just as I get on somebody to do that. And Michael D'Amico going around. Oh, no. Let's follow Michael here and see what happened. Couple puffs of smoke right here, and people checking up, and it looks like, oh, he got into the back of somebody there. Travis Browder, which is 27 laps down. I'm not really sure exactly what happened there, but a little bit of net coating involved in that too. Yes, sir, net coating, definitely. But Michael D'Amico goes for a heck of a ride. Goes up into another car, puts him into the wall as well. But Michael's going to have lots of damage, kind of adding insult to injury. He's going to have to go on pit road here and probably use a reset. These guys all get back up to speed here. Everybody gets caught up to the leader, to the pace car. But a few of the guys on pit road, Anthony Kernich, there's a lot of people coming off pit road now. Glenn McNeese still sitting there. Now he gets away. He will be back in 14th place. All right, these guys all get caught up. Let's take a look here at the race summary. 7 cautions so far for 25 laps out of 122. We've had 16 lead changes. And Anthony Lurcock out front leading with 33 laps under his belt led. That's pretty good. The guy that's led the most laps today, Jonathan Francis, he is back in 12th, but he led 69 laps. He's been running real well today, but he's got to get back up there and finish this thing. Oh no, Michael. Dang. Well, Michael, tell us what happened there.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good. Tell us, kind of everybody checked up a little bit there, and you kind of went to go around them, and you just kind of, actually, I've seen a lot of net code on that.
Yeah, buddy, we were cruising along pretty good now. I think a couple people in front of me panicked because they saw some tire smoke, and they swerved out of the way. I had to slam on the brakes because they were, like I said, they panicked. It was just tire smoke. It wasn't a crash, but you never know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I seen that. It looked like everybody kind of checked up on that. Well, sorry about your day being over so early, but you still got one of your team still out there. Don King, and he's running good.
Yeah, Don King's doing great tonight. Yeah, I'm going to watch the rest of the cast with everyone else and cheer him on the whole way.
All right, well, we'll see you next week then.
Yeah, Rudy. Yeah, thanks, Sting.
Yep. All right, folks, here we go. Scott Brinson will be starting on the outside of the front row with Anthony Lurcock in the lead, so ready to get him going here. Pace car's in, and Anthony on the loud pedal. Scott Brinson a little bit asleep at the wheel, but he will fall into second place ahead of Ray Kingsbury. Ray takes over third as he gets around Tyler Stanley. Tyler just trying to hold on to that draft, and Scott following. Boy, look at this here. Scott takes it to the bottom. Has not led yet today. Coming out of turn 4, he has the lead and will cross the finish line and collect a bonus point for leading a lap. And here comes Anthony Lurcock back around. These guys are getting awful dicey now. Patients are wearing thin. They know the race is coming down to the closing here. Got 75 laps to go. 75 laps here, and these Indy cars go real fast. Scott Brinson will lead another lap. Anthony Lurcock gets back around Scott. These guys doing the old swap draft. Scott back around, taking a look. Almost gets into the back corner of Anthony Lurcock. And Scott goes back in the lead. I mean, to tell you, these guys are racing like it's the last lap out here. Anthony back around. Tyler Stanley looking on. He's got company here. Eric Steinmetz into the top 5. Tony Helleman wants to get back to the front. He'd been up there earlier, led 11 laps. Now he comes up on the outside of Tyler Stanley. Can he get that position? Excuse me. Kerry Cleaver up to 7th. And here comes Jonathan Francis, the guy that's led the most laps, coming into 7th as he gets around Kerry Cleaver. And Kerry dices it down to the bottom hard. Not sure if he's going to be able to make that stick down there, but he's doing fabulous here. I'm telling you, he's not wanting to give up that position, but he finally does. Jonathan Francis working his way back to the front. Wally Turheimer, 9th place, and Tony Schoen was up there battling for the lead earlier, has not led a lap today, and now he comes to the bottom underneath Wally Turheimer, and that's for 9th and 10th. Don King goes back to 11th. After restarting 9th on that restart, he lost a couple of positions, but he's not out of it yet. Anthony Kernich to the bottom, underneath Don King. Don way up the hill, up into the loose marbles up there. Got to be careful up there. Sometimes there's grip and sometimes it's dirty up there. Now with this new dynamic track, Don goes back to 12th. Len McNeese not far behind these guys. The race is getting more and more exciting now, folks. You don't want to leave and go anywhere right now. This is where it's getting crazy. Steinmetz all over the back of Ray Kingsbury as Scott Brinson goes around Ray. Steinmetz going to the outside of Ray Kingsbury. Ray slams the door shut. Ray just trying to follow in the footsteps there of Scott Brinson. Scott's just leading these guys around. And to stay in that draft, you got to pretty much stay right in the footprint of the guy ahead of you. Right in the tire tracks. Tony Helleman wants to get up there with these guys. 0.4 of a second between him and Eric Steinmetz. Starting to feel the draft that'll pull him up here pretty quick. Don's out. What? How did Don get out? Oh no. You're kidding me. Don King out of the race. Too many incidents. Oh no. Must have brushed the wall or something because I didn't see him get into anybody. Johnny Smith, 16th place. 5 laps down. But he's picking up more and more positions as longer as the race goes on. Michael Palmer in 13th. Just ahead of Johnny Smith. Mark McFadden, 14th. I don't think this race is done here yet because Eric Steinmetz getting around Ray Kingsbury, and he goes into 3rd. So Eric on the move, all over the back of Scott Brinson. Them 3 racing it up hard here. The whole time they're racing, Anthony Lurcock is pulling away. He's just loving every second of what he's seeing in his rearview mirror. If he's even watching. Brinson still pulling. Out front like that, he's using more fuel than the guys behind him, but I don't think they're really concerned about that. You'll want to see these guys go to at least lap 160. If they can make it to 160 and pit, then they can make it to the rest of the way. But I don't know if they'll be able to do that. I don't think they're going to make it that far. I think they're going to wind up making a short pit stop and make it there'll be 2 more pit stops, I think. Ray Kingsbury back to 4th, hanging on to Eric Steinmetz's draft. Elliman starting to close in on them. And here comes Jonathan Francis. He wants to get up there and lead more laps. He has led the most so far. Now, the way these guys are racing, I wouldn't doubt it. And the cars are starting to get laps on them where they're going to start feeling the tires going away. Ray Kingsbury gets around Eric Steinmetz and goes back into third. Steinmetz back to fourth. And that has allowed Tony Helleminen to close up on Eric Steinmetz. I was afraid of that these guys would be racing it so hard up here that allowed him to close up. And here comes Jonathan Francis, too. He's feeling the draft. Tyler Stanley running in 7th place, not far behind these guys. And this is quite the pack of cars right here, folks. But the whole time these guys are racing, Anthony Lurcock does have a 1.2 second lead right now over Scott Brinson. That's what 1.2 seconds looks like. At the speeds they're reaching, watch his speed here going into turn 1. 211, 212 miles an hour. That's booking. Kingsbury wondering what he's got to do to get around Brinson to go back into second. Those two have been racing it up pretty hard. You can see Brinson here looking at Ray Kingsbury all over the back of him. Yes, get your friends and family in here to watch. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, folks. We're trying to get to 1,500 subscribers, and I'll be putting on another big event. I've already promised everybody I would. The last one was a huge success. Everybody had a great time. They gave away a lot of money. Gave away about $85 that day. Not just to drivers, but people in chat won money too. Answered trivia questions related to NASCAR, or racing, I should say. And whoever answered the question correctly, the first one that answered it correctly in chat, won that money. I gave away a lot of money in chat, so make sure you get people in to subscribe. Steinmetz trying to hold off Tony Helleminen. Say that real fast 3 times. Tony Helleminen. And this is turning into some great racing now, folks. The field's gotten smaller, but everybody likes money. Everybody likes money. That's why I had it. And it was kind of a tribute and a payback to the YouTube subscribers. And I posted it all over Facebook. Make sure everybody knew about it. And it was open to the public. And it was just to have a good time in there. We ran the Cadillacs at Michigan, and everybody loved it. I don't know what we'll do next time. Jonathan Francis trying to get back to the front. Tyler Stanley in 7th. It's hanging on right there too, Jonathan. Tyler doing a heck of a good job here in the Haviland car. These guys have got a good grip on this car, I'm telling you. Tony Helleminen taking a look to the inside of Eric Steinmetz. If he's got enough to get by him, but boy, he sure is trying. Down the backstretch, drag race into turn 3. Steinmetz still holding him off. And he's not going to be able to do it. Man, you just lose that draft a little tiny bit. Kingsbury starting to fall off of Scott Brinson. Scott's starting to pull away a little bit. He's got about a 0.4 of a second lead, but Ray is still in the draft at the moment. And they're losing ground to the leader there, Anthony Lurcock. Anthony was a little bit loose that time going into turn 1, and that allowed Scott Brinson to close that gap. He's down to 1.3. 1.2. He is closing. Tires should be a problem here. Yeah, if they can make it about another 6 laps here, they'll be in the window of 1 pit stop. They can make it a 1 pit stop if they can make it another 6 laps. You just kind of wonder if anybody out here is trying to conserve fuel, kind of playing the fuel a little bit. Brinson 1 second behind now. Kingsbury closing up. And that's allowing Tony Helleman to get back into it as he gets around Eric Steinmetz. Goes into 4th. Steinmetz back to 5th. And it ain't far back to the guy that's led the most laps, Jonathan Francis. Yeah, that's right. Well, they're only running 90% fuel. 90% fuel, and it's right around 40 laps. They should be, if they can just make it 4 more laps. Scott Brinson in the lead, and boy, we did see somebody come to pit road. Anthony, if I can catch up with him, Anthony Lurcock on pit road gives the lead up to Scott Brinson. That'll be his final pit stop here. He's going to have to go 43 laps. How much longer is it going to be before these guys come to pit road to make their final pit stop? They're trying to get as many laps in as they can for a little added insurance. Helleman all over Ray Kingsbury for 2nd. And not able to do it, falls back in behind him. Steinmetz 4th. I'm telling you, this is getting pretty wild. Pretty wild. Oh, Steinmetz taps the wall. Not what he wanted to do. I don't think he got any damage on that, but I'm sure it probably scrubbed the lettering off the tires on the sidewalls. He probably scrubbed all the lettering off. Oh, we got leaders coming to pit road. Brinson on pit road. Ray Kingsbury coming right along with them. These two heading in. Oh, looks like we've got a few of them coming down pit road here, folks. Tyler Stanley, Kerry Cleaver. So 4 of them making their final pit stops. That gives the lead up to Tony Helleman. Probably won't be long. He'll be coming to pit road as well. Right now, we got 40 laps to go, folks. Eric Steinmetz coming in. Ray Kingsbury getting off pit road first ahead of Scott Brinson. Tyler Stanley coming out 3rd on that stop. Back up front, Helleman with a 1.5 second lead over Jonathan Francis. Tony Schoen in 3rd. Glenn McNeese 4th, 12 seconds back. Michael Palmer not far behind Len in 5th. So got these guys that have not been to pit road. The front 5 right now need to come to pit road one more time. If they pitted on that last pit stop where a lot of the other guys didn't, they're probably going to be coming to pit road here right directly. Yes, here we go. Tony Helleman coming in. That give the lead back up to Jonathan Francis, but he won't be far behind right here. He'll be coming to pit road. All right. Jonathan Francis now in the lead. Tony Show in second, 2.4 seconds back. And Jonathan's coming to pit road. That's the thing. You don't want to stay out there too awful long on older tires, because them guys with new tires will just gobble you right up. So he comes to pit road. That gives the lead up to Tony Schoen. And Tony will lead his very first lap today. One more lead change. And Tony comes to pit road. That'll give the lead up to Michael Palmer here if he can make it round and lead this lap before Tony crosses the line. And he does. Michael Palmer takes over the lead and he gets a bonus point for leading the lap. After this all shakes out though, folks, Ray Kingsbury will be back in the lead, followed by Anthony Lurcock and Scott Brinson. And here he comes to pit road. Michael Palmer coming in. Once he comes in, that'll give the lead back up to Ray Kingsbury. And Ray Kingsbury is our leader. Anthony Lurcock right there wants that lead back. Has led 61 laps today. Still not the most led. As Jonathan Francis stayed out and led one more lap. That made 70 for him. So Anthony's got his work cut out for him. But they've made their final pit stops. And now it's all up to these drivers to make it the rest of the way and save their equipment. Maybe to make a late race charge. You just never know what these guys have got planned up. But Ray Kingsbury in front. He knows Anthony Lurcock's fast because he had the pole position. So he's just got to try to stay ahead of Anthony right now. I think Anthony might be saving a little bit, because he's not using that draft to suck up to the back of Ray Kingsbury like he could be. I think he's just riding right now. Brinson back here, 1.4 seconds in fourth. Eric Steinmetz all over Scott Brinson for third and fourth. That's a good race brewing right there. That's we don't know what's going to happen about that one. Scott Brinson's got his work cut out for him. But Steinmetz coming back from where he was at earlier in the race. He did have some connection issues, internet problems, and had to fall way back to 17th place in the field and worked his way back up as the internet issue kind of went away. And it's been okay ever since. And he's got the car back up into the top 5 here. Does not want to lose that top 5 finish today. Season opener here tonight, folks. And thank you for stopping by and watching. We appreciate it. You're watching the Top Fuel Racing season opener here, the Indy Series. And would be the New Year's Swampland 300. I keep forgetting what he named that. The leader, Ray Kingsbury, with a 0.3 of a second lead over second place Anthony Lurcock. Go back here. Tony Helleman in fifth. Tyler Stanley sixth. Jonathan Francis, which is the guy that's led the most laps here tonight, trying to work over Tyler Stanley, but gets up the hill just a little too far up into them marbles. Has to lift a little bit more. Anthony Kernich in 8th. This is a good pack of cars right here that are starting to get together. Tony Schoen in that. So we've got 4 of them working together pretty good here, and they've got to reel in that front pack. They just need to stay in a row, I think. Oh, that looks pretty close right there. Jonathan Francis to the inside of Tyler Stanley. Tyler comes back, though, and does beat him to the line, and Jonathan has to fall in behind Tyler. And here comes Tony Schoen to the bottom. Not able to do it, comes back up right in front of Anthony Kernich. Anthony had to check up. Yeah, he's been doing a lot better. Eric has been doing really good with that internet problem. Must have went away. It was just a temporary thing. Thankfully, because, I mean, his racing has like quadrupled better here since that thing straightened out. Back up front, Ray Kingsbury with a 0.4 of a second, 0.3 of a second over Anthony Lurcott. Brinson now 2.1 seconds back. Working with Eric Steinmetz. They need to be doing the swap draft if they're going to catch up to them leaders. Johnny Smith finally retiring from the race. So that leaves 14 drivers out there. Mark McFadden, the last one in 14th place, is a couple of laps down, though. Michael Palmer, 13th, 1 lap down. Glenn McNeese in 12th, the last one on the lead lap, 18.6 seconds behind the leader at the moment. Wally Turheimer not far ahead of him in 11th. And I really was looking for Wally to pull out a win here today. These two here have definitely pulled away from 3rd place, Scott Brinson. And he even drafted, oh, Eric Steinmetz now taken over that position from Scott. I did not see that happening, but boy, it's been brewing for quite a couple of laps now. Brinson, not happy with that, comes back on the inside to retake that position, and he does. Man, this is getting intense. I think what they're doing, they might be doing the swap draft right here because they know the only way they're going to get up there is they've got their work cut out for them right now because 19 to go and they're running 2.8 seconds back. They better get on it. Or use that push to pass or something. I don't know if they got push to pass. Tony Helmanen in 5th. Tyler Stanley, 6th place, quite a ways back of these guys. He's like 5 seconds behind Tony Helmanen. And he's got Jonathan Francis, the guy that's led the most laps tonight with 70 laps. Him and Tyler have been racing it up hard. Jonathan finally getting a good run on the outside. Tyler fighting back on the bottom, though. I don't know, that upper line's got the run, and Jonathan Francis right now is holding off Tyler Stanley. Tyler gets a run on the bottom, and he does come up in front of Jonathan, and Jonathan cuts it to the bottom. That was closer than either one of them guys wanted to have right there. Oh, we got a couple of them into it, and that's going to bring out a caution, folks. So let's go back and take a look at that because, oh my. We didn't want to see that. This racing was getting too good. Tyler goes to the bottom. Right here's where that pass was, where Jonathan come back, and they were all over the place because he's seen what happened. That kind of checked them up just a little, I think. And here comes Tony Schoen, and he gets into the back of Tyler Stanley. And it looks like Schoen is going to go around, and that's what's going to bring out the caution. He goes around right in front of traffic. Now, I don't think either car is going to have that much damage. Schoen, yes, he did keep it off the wall. I thought he was going to clip the wall. Good driving by Tony Schoen, folks. The Penske car did absolutely great on that. No caution, or excuse me, no damage. Well, everybody coming to pit road. You almost have to. You almost have to. Anthony Lurcock, well, them guys, everybody come to pit road. Yeah, everybody. That's a drag race off pit road. It looks like Ray Kingsbury, I don't know if he made it out first or not. I guess we'll find out. I'm not sure if Lurcock made it out ahead of him. I think he did. Lurcock makes it out first. That's just what he wanted to. He needed to do whatever he had to do to get out there first. And I don't know, but he may have only taken a couple of tires because that was an extremely fast pit stop. I'm going to see if I can find him. Tony, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, what a pit stop, brother. I know you probably don't want to tell us exactly what happened on pit road there, but was it 2 tires or 4 tires?
It was 4. Nice early stop in the pit entry. It dropped and I went.
I'm telling you what a pit stop. 6.9 seconds, folks. 4 tires, and how much fuel did you take?
I didn't.
No fuel. Oh, there you go. Well, that's a good call, because you got enough fuel to make it. Now, how much is that going to affect the handling?
During practice, it seemed to lighten the load. It made it a little, I could drive lower on the track with the tires. It should be good to go.
Well, you got some fast guys behind you there. Ray Kingsbury, Tony Helleman, Jonathan Francis, the guy that's led the most laps, right there in 4th. Can you hold them off? It's going to be a short stint to the end, about 10 or 11 laps.
I don't know. Jonathan back there, he earlier I thought I had him pretty good, and he just blasted by me, so we'll have to see.
He's been extremely fast tonight. Now, this kind of was a reprieve for him a little bit. I don't want to talk about him all that much. I want to talk about you, but it's kind of a reprieve for him to be able to get caught back up to the field. And this could be an interesting finish. Well, we're going to wish you good luck. Get back to work. Stay focused. Try to get it into victory lane today, Anthony.
Will do, and thank you, sir.
All right. Good luck to these guys, because they're going to need it. Lights are out. And right now, Mark McFadden gets back on the lead lap, folks. Not going to get the pit, but he's going to get to go around the track and get caught up to the field here. We're about to go green the next time by. Anthony Lurcock, Ray Kingsbury on the front row, Tony Helleman and Jonathan Francis in the second row, Tyler Stanley, Scott Brinson in the third row, Eric Steinmetz and Anthony Kernich in the fourth row, Wally Turheimer and Tony Schoen in the fifth row. This is gonna get good. Alright, anybody want to take a stab at it? Who's going to win this? Because I'm telling you right now, any one of them 14 cars left in this race could win this. Anybody want to take a stab in the dark on that one? We know who's been fast, know who's up front, know who can be up front if they want to be. Any guesses? Pace car's in. Lurcock on the loud pedal. He knows he had to get a good start. And we got cars all over the place. We may not have seen the last caution here, folks. They're racing it hard back here. Tyler Stanley goes into fourth as he gets around Jonathan Francis. I think they might have touched there on that one turn. Whoa, Hellerman way up the hill. Tyler Stanley goes into third. Stanley on the move. Ray Kingsbury back in the lead. And he's doing everything he can to keep Lurcock at bay, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. Lurcock gets that run. He does go to the outside. Tyler Stanley, Tony Hellerman back there in a battle. Jonathan Francis wants to get back up into the front, and he's only got 8 laps to do it in. Ray Kingsbury still up front. Oh! Wow. Well, that was a glitch. That was a serious glitch. Oh, Tyler Stanley way off the pace. Going to go back through the middle, and he is having internet problems right now. Jonathan Francis to the inside. See, that's what's going on there. It's showing Tyler Stanley hitting the wall. He is having internet problems again, folks. Not what he wanted. Ray Kingsbury up front. Lurcock on the outside. These two racing it hard. Hellerman wants in on the battle. Interesting. Look at Lurcock to the inside of Kingsbury. Got a great run off of turn 4 and a lot of horsepower down the back or front stretch, excuse me. Now Kingsbury back to the bottom of Lurcock. This is where they left off just a few laps ago. And Kingsbury back in the lead. And they're doing everything they can to shake these guys, and it's just not working. Jonathan Francis and looks like Scott Brinson to the inside of Jonathan. Scott will go into fourth. He knows he's got just about enough laps to get up there and battle it up with these guys if he can get a little bit of help. Jonathan Francis to the bottom. Jonathan goes back around and into fourth. That battle's not over yet, though. Anthony Lurcock in the lead. He gets around Ray Kingsbury. Here comes Tony Hellerman. And Ray Kingsbury comes down and tries to put the block on Hellerman. Wants that front position. Ray Kingsbury back in the lead. 3 laps to go, folks. Hellerman to the bottom. Lurcock up on the high side. Oh, Lurcock down in front of Hellerman and had to check up. I don't think anybody's lifting off the throttle now, folks. I think they're pushing these cars harder than they have all race long. 2 laps to go. We're going to be getting the white flag next time by. Ray Kingsbury in the lead. Anthony Lurcock on the outside. Who's going to win this race, folks? Kingsbury at the line. 1 more lap to go. White flag in the air. Can he hold off the hard-charging Anthony Lurcock? Lurcock was the pole sitter. He got a great run on the outside off of 2 that time, but is it going to be enough? Kingsbury back up front. He comes up in front of Lurcock. Lurcock, oh, he gets spun round backwards. No, Brinson's going to come home with it. I don't know who finished second. Yes, Scott Brinson. Holy smokes, what a finish, folks. I'm going to have to go back and see this one more time. I don't know about you guys. I got to see this one more time. At the line right here. This is where them two get together. And they weren't done wrecking either. Both of them get together and they go end over end. Brinson drives right through. Holy smokes. And so does Jonathan Francis. Oh my. What a finish. But Ray Kingsbury coming home the winner here, folks. Congrats to him. Holy smokes. That was one heck of a finish, I'm telling you. Man, that was nail biting all the way to right at the very last turn. Well, let's see if we can get some of these guys up here. Ray Kingsbury. Guess Ray ain't even in.
He's already in here, Rudy.
Well, okay. And France.
It's Joe Hazard.
All right, well, Ray Kingsbury, tell me about them last few laps after the drop of the green flag after that caution, man. That was intense racing.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened. I just know we were swapping, positions practically every corner, and then 5 to go, he got in front of me, and I was like, well, dang, he had a hard time passing me, and I'm not gonna be able to pass him, but managed to, get back on the inside, and I just kept it flat and went right by him, and Tony got in there and bobbled him up, and then once that happened, it was mine, because hard for him to, make the crossover when there's someone below him, so, man, couldn't believe that, considering how bad the race started for us, and, then we were leading with the fuel strategy because apparently Lercock was short, and then Scott and I were happy because we thought we were going to walk away with it. And then Tyler wrecks and causes a caution, and I was like, oh no, I thought it was done because Tony was so dominant, and it's just a roller coaster of emotions, and
man,
to finally get away with it.
That was one heck of a crazy finish. But I'll tell you what, for coming back from all that you went through, you got caught up in that wreck earlier, Ray. Tell me about that.
Yeah, first I got caught a lap down because of the whole, pit cycle. I tried to short pit to pass some of the slower guys, and that threw me off. And then I got caught up in a wreck because I went to go make it 3 wide, and Dean, I guess, didn't know I was there, and he just turned in real early to the corner and put me across the apron on turn 1. And it was, we were lucky to get the car back to the pits and fix it. And, Scott T-boned us at full speed and tore the wing off pretty much, and thank God that was all that came off his car. He was able to replace that, and, he got up there, and fortunately Kirk didn't have as much luck, but, 3 of us worked together pretty well, and Miller was helping us out, and I think it all worked out pretty good.
Yes,
2 out of the 3 on the podium were us.
Well, you put the DIYsim.com car right into first place today after starting 9th. You led 32 laps today. A lot of lead changes. I didn't even, matter of fact, let me look and see. We had 28 lead changes. That was intense racing. Crazy. That's something that you see like at a super speedway, like at Talladega or something. And you guys did that here at Homestead. But 200 laps today. We had 8 cautions. Not too bad of a race. Once they got the first caution there, I think it was on lap 42 or something like that, and everybody got caught up together, and we seen everybody start racing each other, and we kind of went through a few cautions there. And the end of it there with them long green flag runs, we'd seen green flag pit stops. It was just amazing racing. But you brought it to victory lane today, and congratulations to you, Ray. Anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, it was good working with Scott and Kirk and Tyler Stanley, it was fun. And, St. Pius X Pilgrimage Company, my little business, that was good fun, to go on these trips to Israel, Palestine. Going to be going to Jordan this year, too. And 2017, we're going to go to the 100th anniversary of Fatima. So I get to do some cool stuff with my grandmother, so thanks to her. And if you guys want to check us out, it's stpiusxpilgrimage.com, so.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks a lot there, Ray, and again, congratulations. Go celebrate, my friend. That was some great racing.
Thank you, Rudy, and thanks for doing the broadcast again.
Yes, sir. All right, Scott. Well, you managed to come in second. I don't know.
I don't know how I did that.
Well, when you seen all that happening right in front of you, did you even lift off the gas, or did you stay right in it?
Not a bit. My attitude was I'm just going to plow through and finish wherever I finish.
Well, I'll tell
I
you
saw
what.
an opening. Smoke cleared, man. It was like Days of Thunder, dude. There was an opening there, and I just took it.
Man, I'm telling you, that was intense. But was you worried about it? When guys were going green flag there for the longest time, and you were back. I think it was like about 2.5 seconds or so, and it just seemed like everything you were trying to do. You were working with Eric Steinmetz there, and he finally got around you. But when you guys were working together, was there anything that you guys could have maybe used, like that swap draft or something, to try to reel them guys in? Not knowing that a caution was going to come out, you thought it was probably going to stay green the rest of the way.
Yeah, I thought it was going to stay green the rest of the way. And with the way I was cooking up the tires, because I didn't take care of the tires tonight at all, and the way I was cooking them up, there was no way that we could do the swap draft, because once he got around me, I could barely keep up with him. And it was pretty evident, and that's why I was falling back there at the end. And I was just lucky to bring it home second tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was one heck of a job you did, Scott. Congratulations to you. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my mom. She bought a new car today. When we went up to Indiana last Monday, she unfortunately got hit by somebody. She was okay, but the car was totaled. And I just want to send a shout out to her. She went out and got herself a new car today. And I tried to win one today, Mom, but just a second will have to do. And I also want to thank Jamie Lynn and anyone else that might be tuning in tonight. I appreciate you tuning in and checking out the racing. Unfortunately, things got a little heated here tonight between some of the drivers, and things got a little out of hand at times. But we'll try to get all that corrected before next week.
Well, great race out there, Scott. Man, it was exciting and fun. I mean, the racing was intense, man. I seen some intense racing tonight. I mean, I know you couldn't see it from your cockpit. You probably seen some, up ahead of you, but I seen it all the way around the track. I mean, it was just one heck of a battle everywhere. Whenever two people were around each other, it was a battle. So,
and I think that's why tempers boiled over tonight too, because it just seemed like nobody had no patience and everybody was quick to call everybody out. And we definitely got to get that cleaned up, because all that does is kill leagues, and we can't let that go on. So,
I agree. Well, congratulations.
We'll get it correct.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Rudy. I was just going to say we'll get it corrected before next week. Hopefully, anyway. Next week's a pay race, so I don't expect the same kind of stuff to be going on next week.
Well, congratulations to you, Scott. Good job out there today. Way to stay right in it, because, I wouldn't have backed off either. I had to stay right in it. Knowing that, there's tire smoke up there, you just head for it, because by the time you get there, it ain't going to be there.
I want to congratulate Ray for going through that, winning that, and racing Joe there, and that was fun. Congratulations to some guys as well, man. Thanks, Rudy, on the broadcast, buddy.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, I got you down here as Jonathan Francis, but this is Joe Hassert. Joe, tell me about the racing out there today, because you did lead the most laps with 70 laps, but it wasn't the last one.
Well, if there was an award for passing the most cars and got points for that, I probably would have won that award.
I agree.
Man, when you're out in the lead, you have to pit early, and 2 times in a row I'd get out in big lead, but I'd have to pit before everybody. And the way the tires were, guys were getting into trouble at the end of runs there, and I had to race my way back to the lead lap twice, and got back to the lead twice. But that third time, I got caught up with somebody in 3 and 4. I don't know. I thought I was getting pinched a little, but I definitely drifted up. It caused that one. So thank you for the reset. But we got towards the end there, and I had some damage. I had nicked the wall, so I don't know how I was even keeping up with these guys in the first place. But Tony was following the leaders and weaving on that last restart, and I don't know how I made it through that, because I pretty much got buried into the wall there and picked up some more damage. But I don't know, I just hung with it and stayed in the draft with guys, and I think that kind of nullified my damage a little bit and just put my car in a position. Those guys were getting pretty racy up there, and I picked the right hole and had a good race with Scott there for second and third. And he ended up edging me out there. He picked a better hole than I did. But disappointing not to win after dominating so much, but getting a third out of it is as good of a consolation as you can have.
Well, what did you think when you seen that tire smoke up ahead of you? What was the first reaction that you...
Where's Scott? I knew
That's
I
what
was
I was
side
thinking.
by
Where
side.
was Joe going?
I knew I was side by side with him, and I'm like, well, I hope he goes high because I'm going low. And I just, held it in there and hoped it stuck, and I hoped he gave me enough room so I could stay in the gas through 3 and 4 there. So I know we were getting pretty close together on those last couple laps, but I don't know. The high side was treating me well, so I think if I would have had the high side, I would have edged out second there. But luckily, I made it through the carnage and squeaked in.
Well, that's pretty good. Pretty good job. Well, good job out there today. And I mean, you definitely, like you said, I think you would have earned the award for passing the most cars, because every time I turned around, you were passing somebody. But congratulations on third today. Anybody you want to shout out to or thank?
Just thank teammates Tony and Tony. They both ran good races. Sorry to see Tony Lurcock get pulled up in that wreck there, and then Tony Shallins, the other teammate there. We raced some other leagues together, so it's nice racing with guys that you know a lot about. You know what they're going to do and how they're going to race you. And you give a shout out to Overdrive Graphics. They're going to get me fresh new paint here. Hopefully have it next week, and get representing the winter months up here in the Northwoods with some Articat. So looking forward to getting that on my car.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of them. Articat? Wow.
Yeah. My dad works there. He's the lead. He runs the paint line for them.
Nice.
So he's one of the big wigs up there, up in northern Minnesota. And he said he'd like to see it, on the races here. He's interested. We sat around Thanksgiving and watched one of my other leagues that I was in, and he was the only one that watched out of about 15 people in the house. So I told him I'd give a little shout out here and run that Articat for him.
There you go. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on third. Go celebrate, my friend.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Let's run down through the results here real quick as Ray Kingsbury brings home the win today. Scott Brinson finishing second, squeaking through there on that last little bit as a couple guys got together. Jonathan Francis, actually with Joe Hassert, comes in third. Eric Steinmetz fourth. Tony Schoen finishing fifth. Anthony Kernich sixth. Tyler Stanley seventh. Tony Helleman back in eighth. Anthony Lurcock in ninth as those two got together. Ollie Turheimer coming home 10th. And McNeese 11th. Michael Palmer 12th. Harry Cleaver 13th. Mark McFadden 14th. Johnny Smith 15th. Don King finishing 16th. Matt Kingsbury 17th. Andrew Schulte 18th. Michael D'Amico 19th. Paul Cohen 20th. William Kirk finishing 21st. Travis Browder 22nd. Robert O'Neill 23rd. Dean Viney 24th. Chris Voiles 25th. Timothy Kelleher 26th. John Estes 27th. And Donald Sadusky rounding out the field in 28th position. Again, congratulations to our winner here tonight, Ray Kingsbury, for Top Fuel Racing. Thanks for tuning in here tonight, folks. And we will catch you Friday night. We'll be here with the IWCR series, Gen 6 series. And we'll be going live about 10:50, almost 11 o'clock. If you tune in about 11 p.m. Friday night, we'll be right here with the IWCR Gen 6 series. So thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you then. Till then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.